All right, problem 4.1.21, the weight of an object varies inversely as the square of the distance d from the center of the earth. So the weight varies inversely compared to the square of the distance. That's where most students that I watch work this problem make the mistake, is they read right past that thing that says the square of the distance. Well, you've got to include that in there. So then they say at sea level, 3,978 miles from the center of the earth, an astronaut weighs 137 pounds. So the weight of the astronaut, 137 pounds. The distance, 3978. Don't forget, we've got to square that to find our constant of variation. We'd multiply that 3978 to the other side, right? And we would come up with 137. That's a really big number. 3978 squared. Holy smokes. K is that. Then they go on to say the second part of the question, find her weight when she is 126 miles above the surface. So 126 miles above the surface of the earth at sea level, they're 3978. So like from here to sea level, that's 3978. And then they're saying there's still 126 miles above that. So therefore, my total distance out there now at this point is the 3978 add on the 126. So that would be like 4104 total. So now I've got the 4104 squared, and then this big constant of variation up here. So I've got to take that big constant. I'm on a graphing calculator, so I'm taking that 21679 number for the constant of variation and dividing it by the 4104 squared. And I get 128.7. And so, well, it goes on 168,552. But does that make sense? So the further you are in elevation, don't you lose weight? So this would be less than what it was at sea level, the 137. So I think that does just intuitively make sense. So round to the nearest hundredth. The nearest hundredth then for this spot would be the 128. Hundredth is 2 decimal places, 0.7. Looking at that one, it followed by a 6, so that'd be 7.2. And those were pounds. So the little tricky part on there too was the whole idea that it was 126 farther out than the 3978. So a little bit of a picture maybe to analyze that was helpful.